Thanks for staying tuned to your station, the Africa Independent Television, and welcome to your program, Security Watch Africa. Only on this channel and on this program, we'll bring you that information you need to keep your life safe and secure. Welcome to your program today. Today, it's another day we'll bring you that information. My name still remains Patrick Abambu. The week has been a mixture of so much activities and so much during the week. Precisely on the 25th of October, this 2023, the first posthumous birthday of our leader, of our patriarch, in person of High Chief Dr. Engineer Raymond Alego Dokpesi, was celebrated. It was a time of sober reflection. The reality that we are going to live without him obviously puts a lot of loads on the shoulders of those he left behind. Really, for me, having his birthday without him being around, I was truly touched emotionally, and he's somebody that takes it very seriously. Every birthday, he must mark it with a church service, and same was done at the Church of Assumption here in Abuja. Really, I believe that he's with the Lord because he left lots of legacies and touched so many lives. It's for us to continue to ensure that those legacies continue to live. We love you. I know that the Lord loves you more, but you continue to rest in the bosom of the Lord. Yes, from that to another. I'm sure that some of you already are aware that Security Watch Africa, the Nigeria police, and then even that communication lost someone there also, talking about retired Commissioner of Police Frank Odita. He was the anchor of this program after the first edition, and he was brought in to be the anchor of this program. Sadly, we lost him. He clocked 84 years old. Just Thursday was his service of song preparatory to his burial interment, which will be by next week. This week we're going into in Ibuzo in Delta State. First of all, most people know that was my daddy, that was my uncle. So it's actually time of mourning for us. In Lagos, the service of song was held, and courtesy of AIT Lagos, Chiamaka Uche, we have some of the clips from that service of song. Listen to what his wife and some of his children had to say.
It was a very lovely, cherished life. My husband was very loving. You can imagine for two people to live for 63 years, it means a lot.
He was a very wonderful man. He's a man of the people. I can't, at this point, I a lot of things to say, but I just know that the world will miss him.
He loved without boundaries. Children, he was eager to be a father to all. And my knowledge of my dad, encouraged me to move closer to God Almighty.
Too many things to say about Commissioner of Police Frank Odita. Too many things to say. But one of the things I want to tell you all is that this man lived life in full. This man retired for the police and he functioned very actively for over 2 decades. It doesn't happen.
Yeah. Welcome back. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Movement for his burial has already begun, and all those who have shown interest are preparing to head down Delta State for the burial. Yes, from there, let's go to also activity that also took place during the week. The ministers for defense, the minister and the minister of defense visited the Armed Forces complex, where the defense headquarters, the Army headquarters, Air Force headquarters. But sit back as we bring you the report put together by Shuli Daniels of the minister's visit to defense headquarters and army headquarters back to back, sit back.
The headquarters of the Armed Forces of Nigeria in Abuja played host to the Minister of Defense, Dr. Mohammed Badaru Abubakar, and the Minister of State for Defense, Dr. Bello Matawalle. On arrival at the defense headquarters, the two distinguished visitors, who led other management staff of the ministry, inspected the sentry guard mounted in their honor. The host, who is the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, led them to the conference hall of the defense headquarters. While welcoming the ministers, General Musa disclosed that the Armed Forces of Nigeria is always ready to protect the sovereignty of the country and will remain loyal to the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
We are so delighted, so happy to have you here today, sir. We're looking forward to this day, but because of the exigencies of duties, it's been extremely difficult to fix a date. But we thank God Almighty for the opportunity for us to have you here. I want to thank the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, for considering us worthy to be appointed as, me particularly, the Chief of Defense Staff, and also for your appointment, sir. I want to assure you that the Armed Forces is fully ready, fully prepared, fully committed to the task ahead.
He added that the Armed Forces of Nigeria, under his leadership, will always support civil authority, particularly in internal security and election security.
We know there have been a series of challenges within the sub-region where we have a number of coups all over. We want to assure Mr. President and to you also that the Armed Forces of Nigeria is fully committed to democracy. We will do whatever it takes to ensure that we protect our nascent democracy and for it to thrive, and to also extend same to the sub-region, because we know we have the capacity. And we're happy because of you coming on board, you have made it a lot easier for us. Now we can see in the closest future we're getting all our requirements.
General Musa used the auspicious occasion to request for support from the ministry in the area of personnel welfare and funding.
There are a number of issues I would like to bring up before you go. A bit of them that are outstanding. The signing of the new harmonized terms and conditions of service. I know you are it's getting your time. You are looking at that. The robust and modernization equipment of the Armed Forces of Nigeria. That I know we have taken up even with Mr. President. We want to say thank you. Improved funding for the Armed Forces. We know the situation on ground, that the Armed Forces is doing the best it can, but we are limited due to dearth of funding. But we want to thank you very much for your commitment in ensuring that you present our cases to the President. Issues of accommodation for personnel, I think that's one important thing. We are yearly recruiting almost 20,000 personnel, both officers and soldiers, on a yearly basis. And the need to make sure that they are properly accommodated cannot be overemphasized.
In his response, the Minister of Defense, Alhaji Mohammed Badaru Abubakar, commended the Armed Forces of Nigeria for the successes recorded so far.
It is indeed with great pleasure to join you here today to see the array of really gallant officers of the Nigerian military. It's indeed my pleasure to listen also to the CDS. I want to use this opportunity on behalf of the President to commend you for the successes so far achieved. Since assumption of duty, you have done fantastically well in really hitting on the criminals who just recently you killed about 117 of them, and you are doing more and more that we are not even announcing. So the President is aware of that, and he said congratulations for this, and please continue until we get ourselves rid of this menace.
Alhaji Abubakar used the occasion to applaud and also assured him that the president will look into the issues raised.
On the issues you raise, you are also aware that the president never turned you down or never turned us down. So I'm sure for all our requirements, the president, be it equipments, be it improving funding, be it accommodation for personnel, training of personnel, special funds for medical, and all what you have said, I'm sure the president will do it. And he has never refused us since we come into this service. He holds the military in high esteem and believe that the way to solve the security challenges of this country is supporting the military, and that he has demonstrated.
From the Defense Headquarters, the visiting ministers were accompanied by the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, to the headquarters of the Nigerian Army. The ever-ready Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Abiodun Lagbaja, was on hand with his principal staff officers to receive the ministers and his entourage. At the conference hall of the Nigerian Army headquarters, Lieutenant General Taoreed Abiodun Lagbaja expressed delight with the visit.
And I'll start by expressing the delight and the gratitude of the officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army for your interest in our activities since your assumption of office as the Honorable Minister of Defense and the Honorable Minister of State for Defense. We are glad that through your intervention, we have started observing visible interventions from the federal government, other ministries, departments, and agencies, and these have positively impacted on our operations in the field. And to cap it, you have taken time out from your busy schedule to be with us at the Army headquarters this afternoon. This afternoon, we will take time out to brief you on how the Army is organized, the operations we conduct, and some of the challenges that we confront in the field in the bid to achieve our constitutional responsibility and bring peace and stability to our dear country. We are very much aware that you are seized with the activities of the Nigerian Army, but this is just to follow the formality and the procedure, having you present with us at the Army headquarters this afternoon.
The Minister of Defense commended the Chief of Army Staff and the Nigerian Army for their selfless service to the nation.
I've listened to the challenges and agree on you totally on ways and means to combat the challenges. But again, I'm sure Mr. President will do everything within his power to intervene in a situation where he needs this intervention. We are aware of the manpower need, the accommodation need for the armed forces, the missions we speak, equipment requirements, as well as arms and ammunitions, and the combat enablers that are highly needed to succeed in the fight of wars, insurgency, terrorism, and oil theft. We will not relent, and I'm sure the federal government will do its best to provide you with whatever you need to make sure we bring an end to the security problems of our dear nation. I want to congratulate the Chief of Army Staff for the successes so far, and I believe more successes will come as we continue to supply the necessary equipment to execute the war.
The Minister of State for Defense, Dr. Matawale, made contributions.
We shall continue what we are doing. The President has appreciated all the effort being made, and an issue of the approaches that you have adopted. I have adopted so many approaches to tackle the issue of insecurity, both kinetic and non-kinetic. But the problem, if we adopt issue of non-kinetic approach, the government must come in to provide all necessary arrangement for those surrendered fighters. The government must find a place for integration of those fighters. So we have to come out with a holistic decisions making so that at least the issue of these criminalities in Nigeria shall come to an end.
The visit was aimed for the ministers to acquaint themselves with the administration and operational readiness of the armed forces of Nigeria.
Welcome back. Yes, the ministers had made promises, and we're looking forward to them fulfilling and assisting the armed forces to fulfill these promises and help so that security can be restored in Nigeria. Quickly, let's go to the Air Force headquarters also, where the two ministers visited. Also, Elizabeth Tanko was there. Sit back.
Better understanding of the workings and the need of the Nigerian Air Force. The newly appointed Minister for Defense, Dr. Mohammed Badaru Abubakar, led the Minister of State for Defense, Dr. Bello Matawale, and other management staff of the Ministry of Defense, accompanied by the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, visited the headquarters Nigerian Air Force this Tuesday. The visit is part of the minister's familiarization with activities of the Armed Forces of Nigeria. In his speech, Dr. Abubakar commended the personnel of the Nigerian Air Force for their dedication and hard work. The minister praised the Nigerian Air Force for the teamwork with sister services. A visibly elated Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Bala Abubakar, thanked the minister for their visit and briefed the minister on some notable achievements under his watch, while stating the support from the minister in achieving this.
Today marks the momentous occasion that this headquarters has not received dignitaries of this magnitude since I have been in office as the 22nd Chief of the Air Staff. Indeed, their presence here represents strong commitment and unwavering support that the Ministry of Defense provides to the armed forces of Nigeria and the Nigerian Air Force in particular. We are therefore highly honored and happy to have you both today. Honorable Minister, sir, we are confident that you have combined wealth of experience with formidable syllabi that will be a game changer in the defense sector. I also strongly believe that the Nigerian Armed Forces will soar to greater heights under their visionary leadership. Since you have been in office, the defense sector has experienced a relevance and focus on policies, programs have been initiated for the achievement of national defense and security objectives. Notably, the Ministry of Defense has facilitated the procurement of new platforms and weapon systems of Nigerian Air Force. Just last week, the Nigerian Air Force delivery of 2 additional P-8 special purpose aircraft, high-tech equipment for intelligence gathering in support of counter-insurgency operations across the country.
Air Marshal Hassan also gave the assurance of the Nigerian Air Force readiness to accomplish the Nigerian Air Force mission and pledged the service's unwavering support to the ministry.
On behalf of the entire officers, the airmen and the airwomen of the Nigerian Air Force, I would like to use this opportunity to pledge our unflinching loyalty to the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria. We vow to remain steadfast in our allegiance to protect and uphold the democratic ideals and values of our nation. We promise to stand defense of the total integrity of Nigeria while creating an enabling environment for justice and rule of law to prevail in all corners of our beloved country.
Elizabeth Thanko, reporting for Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
Welcome back. Yes, we'll take you to the Federal Capital Territory Command of the Nigeria Police Force, where the Commissioner of Police, CP Haruna Garba, paraded some suspects that were arrested for terrorizing the FCT Abuja. Sit back as we bring you this report by Obianuju Ape.
Nigerian Federal Capital Territory in recent months have witnessed reports of diverse kinds of crimes, ranging from kidnapping to armed robbery, to car snatching, one-chance robbers, or hostage-taking, and even the most ridiculous human organs thefts. Victims of these crimes have told different kinds of experience in the hands of these daredevil criminals. To reassure the citizens their readiness to provide security of lives and properties, the FCT Police Command of the Nigerian Police, under the leadership of CP Haruna Garba, have increased the tempo in the fight against all forms of crimes in the FCT. This Wednesday at the command headquarters in Abuja, CP Garba paraded some of the recently arrested suspects.
On the 15th of October 2023, following a distress call of a robbery incident by one Dayo Balogun of Zombi Apo resettlement area. Police detectives from Apo Division swiftly mobilized to the scene and apprehended one Ogbona Ezechukwu. They said Ogbona Ezechukwu is a notorious and wanted armed robber who has broken into many homes within Apo Aziz with members of his gang who are presently at large. A bag containing gold earrings, laptop, forest watches, and other valuables was recovered from him in the process. He is assisting us to get his accomplices that are on the run. On the 17th of October 2023, acting on credible intelligence, the anti-kidnapping unit of the command trailed and arrested one Mohammed Suleiman, aka Bati. In the course of interrogation, he confessed to being an informant and also a food supplier to bandits terrorizing Mpape, Buhari, and Biazi Aziz. He is also a close associate of two of the wanted bandits, whose names are Buba and Nasiru. For carrying out this task for his bosses, he is always rewarded from 10,000 naira to 50,000 naira. He is cooperating with us, and in no distant time, we will be able to get his bosses, these bandits, arrested. On the 15/10/2023, following a distress call that one Alhaji Tijani Yakubu of Kabusa village was being lynched by armed youths on allegation of causing disappearance of a male genital organ of one Emmanuel Dangadi. Police operatives from Kabusa swooped into action and went in and rescued the injured victim. Both the suspect and the victim were taken to hospital for medical attention and examination. But most unfortunately, Alhaji Tijani could not make it. He was confirmed dead by what he did not do. However, the male genital organ of Emmanuel Dangadi, who raised a false alarm that his penis had disappeared, upon which mobbed Tijani to death. His penis is active and is intact.
Security Watch Africa spoke with 2 of the arrested suspects on their involvement in the crime.
I'm here for a case of theft. So I break into somebody's house and picked a laptop and a Milo. This is my first time, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. My condition, because since the vehicle that I'm driving, they snatched it from me. I don't have anything to use to feed my family because I have a wife with 2 children. So I'm stranded. So a wife of mine said that I should follow them so that we can go and look for what to eat. So I don't know that it's this kind of a thing. So he now broke into the house. So on the process, he ran away, then now caught me. Yes, ma'am.
One house where I work, the Hajja brother give me car. Marcel, I'm the particular. I sell the car. I know they return the money back. I open my phone, he track my phone, arrest me, and I wouldn't carry me come here.
Come on, Okada.
Okada. You dey carry Okada ko?
Yeah.
So wetin go happen?
Mungo ya barayi.
Eh?
Mungo ya barayi.
Say they carry thief. Okay, you dey carry thief.
Yes.
Oga, abeg, help me closer. So they talk am. You dey carry thief.
Yeah, mungo ya mun aje su.
They bag them, they will go drop them.
Yawa, in suka gama za su kira mu mu zo mu dauke su.
They finish the operation, they will call them back to go and carry them back. To carry the thief.
That's criminal.
Now the criminal will they carry.
Nah, the thief.
Na thief.
Yes.
You be transporter be that now.
Yes, sir.
And they transport them back and front.
So uku muka goya su.
3 times now they do. You don't do them 3 times.
Yes.
How much you make for that 3 times?
5,000 and 10,000.
Say 5,000 and 10,000. Now you make.
Suka ba mu ba.
Now then give you.
Yeah.
5,000, 3,000.
5,000, 10,000.
5,000, 10,000.
Yeah.
About that 3 operation you do now?
Wancan so biyu suka ba mu 5,500. So ɗaya suka ba mu 10,000.
Okay, say 2 times 5,000, then 1 time 10,000.
With this arrest and many more to come, the police command has promised citizens of providing security for the law-abiding persons.
I wish to reassure the FCT residents that the command under my leadership will do all that is humanly possible to prevent crime and criminality. But when it does occur, we will try as much as possible to detect it. To all law-abiding citizens of FCT, I wish to solicit for your kind support and cooperation in the spirit of community policing. Together, we shall defeat crime and criminality.
Welcome back. Yeah, sadly we have to go because of further programs to continue. If you have enjoyed watching us, join us again next week and follow us on all our social media platforms so we can communicate with you. Until next week, I say thanks for staying tuned and bye for now.